Hello, spiritual friends. I hope you're well and this finds you happy and healthy. Most important things, health and happiness. Yeah, that's all you need really. Health and happiness. Yeah, HH, health and happiness. Right, I just want to, before we get to Ascension Day, which is on the 10th of this week, I just want to do one last thing about Jesus on his sort of walkabout before he ascends to heaven. And I particularly came across this piece the other day. It's regarding, I don't know whether you were recalled of doubting Thomas, meaning that you didn't believe what someone was saying. Like it's one of them sayings, you're doubting Thomas. So this has brought it all home to me now, what that means. Yeah, this is Apostle John's writings, supposedly. It's all taken with a pinch of salt. The Bible is, for me, it's mostly fiction, 50-50, truth and non-truth. Anyway, this one here now is 2024, and Jesus and Thomas. Right. But Thomas, one of the 12, called the twin, was not with them when Jesus came. And this is Jesus now. He's risen from the tomb, and he's like having a walkabout and saying his farewells and showing that he has risen to not only his disciples, but supposedly approximately 500 people. Yes, it's a lot, isn't it? So, yeah, you could take that maybe at face value or not. Anyway, I'll read. Right. But Thomas, one of the 12 called the twin, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail prints in his hands, and put my fingers in the nail prints, and put my hand in his side, I will not believe." But after 8 days, his disciples were again inside the doors, shut, and Thomas was with them. And Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your fingers here and look at my hands. Put your hand here and place it in my side. Do not be faithless, but believing." Thomas answered him, "My Lord, my God." Jesus said to him, "Thomas, because you have seen me, you have believed." And Jesus said, like this has become a world sort of saying now, "Blessed are those who have not seen and have yet believed." Excuse me. Yes, so there we go. That's where that saying comes regarding you're doubting Thomas, because you're doubting what somebody says. So that's where that comes from. But apart from that, it's amazing how it's unfolded, hasn't it? Because Jesus was walking around, not as a ghostly figure, but he was in his actual physical body, his flesh. And because when I was a boy, I always thought, well, maybe he was like a ghost, sort of almost see-through like. But that's not what I've come to believe. He was physical, walking around, and that's why Thomas was able to put his fingers in the side of his body and and touch his hands or the wrist where the nails were. So it's saying hands here, but it was probably, the nails probably went through his wrist. Otherwise, if you put a nail in your finger there and you're on the cross, it could go in between there and just pop out. It was in the wrist here, nice and strong, yeah, because it's holding maybe 11 or 12 stone, I don't know, it all depends how slim he was. Might have been my build. Yeah, I'm taut. What was I? Taut. Meaning slim. And yeah, anyway, where am I going with this? I'm going like my old videos where I'm having fun and doing the sing-song. Anyway, that's it really. I'll speak to you again another time. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I'm sending you peace, truth, love and joy be with you now and always. I'm looking over there because the camera that you got to look at's there, and I keep looking over there. Anyway, that's all for now. Go in peace and be kind to not only other human beings, but particularly animals. They can't shout at you if you're hurting them, and hug a tree as always. Beautiful trees, aren't they? Looking beautiful now with all their leaves out and the fresh air coming from them. As I walk to the tube, I've got this lovely walk, and all the leaves are hanging over this path to the tube station, my nearest tube station, and the difference in the air is really nice. Anyway,